Welcome to the I Ching Cafe. My name is Belinda Doveston, and it is wonderful to have you here with me for our first weekly overview for July, for the week commencing the 1st of July, 2024. Yes, we are here at the beginning of the month. We stand right at the back end of the monthly overview that is just out. If you haven't yet watched it, go and check it out. See what July has in store for our focus and our flow. And you might find something interesting and familiar when you do so. All right, no more clues at this point. Let's have a look at last week. We had that intense energy, 51, shake up, shock, turning into 49, revolution, overthrowing the old, rapid, sudden change, transformation, the snake shedding its skin, letting go of the old, embracing the new. Wow. Okay. What on earth transpired for you? What was the big shake-up, shocks, turns of events? Where were you drawn to this egg that you are carrying that is so precious? And despite the thunderbolts and lightning, just really being hyper-focused on looking after the important thing in front of you and not getting caught up in fear, drama, change, okay, things beyond your control, just staying focused and embracing letting go wherever you were needing some deep and meaningful change. If there was something that came up for you, as always, we would love to hear your comments. So, let us have a look. We are in the July energy. We've been working with July's overview, which was Hexagram 58, joy with 4 changing lines, okay, and radiance, Hexagram 30. What is our first weekly overview? Well, I love it when these synchronicities happen. You know that. Because our first hexagram for July is, I hear the drum roll, Hexagram 58, joy. And in fact, there are 3 changing lines and 2 of them are in common with the monthly. So as we come into the month of July and we start building up that joy energy and we start working through some of those change processes brought to us, here joy comes in. Okay, let's get joy on the road. Let's get going. Let's double down in our first episode of the month. So you're going to hear me say a couple of familiar things, and I do encourage you to go and watch the monthly overview to reconnect to joy. Because I want to be short and sweet. We're going to get to it. We've just covered it. It's fresh in your minds. Let's get into the weekly. Right. So joy, doubling of lake energy. It is a hexagram of teaching, communication, collaboration, sharing, people engaging, talking, communicating, interfacing. Okay, you name it. Anything that's about sharing and creating a flow. Like ants come along and they go bloop, 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 and they share information. Okay, this is a week where we are really encouraged to open ourselves up and to share. Okay, open our mouths, open our hearts, engage with others. It's a great week for teaching, engaging and sharing and getting a message across and hearing people and interacting in a wonderful kind of collaborative dialogue with other people, okay? Not just I'm talking and I'm telling you stuff, right? A collaborative flow, okay? And a thing that brings us joy and energy. So maybe this week we get a little reprieve from last week's shocks and shake-ups and the week before's obstructions and difficulties. Maybe we just need a little bit of fun this week. So the energy of fun, it's all about things that bring you pleasure, things that make you happy, things that bring you a sense of joy and a sweetness to life. Not going too far down the rabbit hole in self-indulgence, okay, knowing when too much is too much, and seeking that higher pursuit of pleasure, the higher pursuits in life, okay? Nothing wrong with having pleasures, all right, but it's how do we take it up a notch? How do we build up our joy and our capacity to meaningfully share ourselves and our lives with other people? How do we share? Passing that candle flame, right, from one person to the next. So that is our key focus for the week. How do we talk, share, communicate, engage? What do we need to talk about? What do we need to communicate? A great week to do some social marketing, to get your message out there, to do an event, do something where you are speaking and engaging and you are building new opportunities with others. So there are 3 changing lines this week, and they are all in the external hexagram. Okay, position 4, 5, and 6. Positions 5 and 6 are common to the monthly overview, so you can go back and have a look and work through those again. I'm not going to go into them in depth. So we see the change points are all happening externally, because when we look at the structure of a hexagram, your bottom trigram is the inner and the top trigram is the outer. So there are flows of change that are not so intimately inside. There are flows of change that are outside, and we're always engaging with them, but it just helps to see where your attention might be in terms of what these flows of change might be. 4, 5, and 6. Okay, position 4. This speaks to an opportunity that has some heated discussion behind it. Okay, so an opportunity to connect and to create joy and to create collaboration comes up. But not everyone agrees. Okay, so there's some heated debate around this thing. What we have to do is 2 strategies with this line. The first thing is we have to put a bit of a cap on how much negativity and moaning, all right, negative energy around this we're willing to accept. Okay, just cauterize it. And the second is then create harmony. So focus on creating harmony on this thing, all right? Using talking and engaging in dialogue to get into a harmonious state on this, and then the energy can flow with us. Okay, it's the negative energy. What we're needing to do is cauterize that, the arguing or the disagreement or the niggle around whatever this has come into the week to bring you. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing in line 5, okay, is the opportunity comes. It's very intense. It has a lot of potential, but it also brings a whole lot of past issues. It brings up things that need to be dealt with that perhaps have been swept under the rug, and so it requires quite a bit of work. This line says persevere. Okay, give yourself to the work, to the service. Okay, bring yourself to the service of this thing. Bring your joy to it and give it your all. And line 6 says something precious is in front of you, and it might seem like it's not that important, or do I really want this? And it slips through your fingers if you aren't paying attention. And this is important to hold on to. So there's something here around holding on to something that has long-term value and not being nonchalant about it or iffy or just undecided and letting it go. Maybe this week we have one issue that is all lines. And it makes sense to me. Line 4, there's something that comes up that causes a bit of a discussion. Okay, some heated exchange. We find harmony. Okay, we find peace. Right, we're going to do this. Now in line 5, we're doing this. But there's always issues that come up. Okay, it's hard, but we have to persevere. We have to commit to it. And then line 6, maybe, is this really what I want? Let it slip through your fingers. Okay, no, hold on to it. So you can see how a little story can be created that if you took one issue and all 3 lines applied to it, it would make sense, okay, to a story that goes through stages. I don't know. Let's see. We already have the monthly that has the 4 changing lines on it, so we have a whole lot of stuff happening, and then we have some duplicates here, right, some changing lines that overlap that are bringing us particular things. So as much as there's that joy energy, I think that we're going to wrestle with some things around the joy and the opportunities and the collaborations and the exchanges that are in front of us, the things that bring us joy and energy and connection with a community, perhaps even. So work through that. There are some challenges. Yes, there are some disagreements as to what this opportunity is worth. Yes, it brings up old stuff and we should do it anyway. And yes, it's important for the long term and we shouldn't let it slip through our fingers. We need to invest in it and hold it, okay, and care for it. So that is the energy. Joy is back in. Okay, lots more communicating this week for us all. All right, we're all going to be talking. Okay, that's what comes up with this hexagram. So where does it lead? These 3 changing lines, specifically, what do they lead to? They lead to an interesting second hexagram, a relating hexagram, or what we could call a path to victory, is hexagram 41, decrease. Okay, so we had this joy and this energy, and monthly had radiance, okay, and we had all the shake-ups from last week. And now we are becoming more laser beam. Okay, so in a way, perhaps the decisions we make around the opportunity presented in joy and these changing lines actually means we have to let go of some things that are peripheral, extraneous. decrease as a hexagram is one where we make a strategic, conscious choice to let go of what is excess and unnecessary and make the sacrifice, whether that's investing capital and time and energy or patience, for the bigger picture. Okay, this hexagram is all about investing now for the long term. Okay, for the bigger picture. We're decreasing our cash now for a bigger picture, right? We are decreasing our focus now in particular areas because we are being laser beam, and that's going to give us more in the future. We might see in this week a decrease in our cash, our time, our energy, our customers, because this energy comes to kind of just slow everything down, right? Remove, okay, noise, and we don't have to panic. What we have to do is willingly look at what is in excess. What do we not need anymore, all right? What is too much? What are those subscriptions we can cancel, right, that are draining our cash? And it's that kind of idea of just getting that laser beam, okay? And perhaps the opportunities that this joy brings and what it asks of us this week makes us realize where we need to cut back, where we need to let go of some things, where we have to put down some things that were on the dashboard and get hyper-focused. Okay, that is what this week is bringing to our awareness. Wow, that's how we start July. Where is the story going to go to next? Well, stay with me. Week by week, we're going through it together. I affirm blessings of joy to you for this week, that you overcome the challenges in these opportunities, that you see them for what they are, and you seize them and you hold them tight and you care for them and you let go of the things that are actually not that important, the things that take your time, your money, your kindness, and your energy. Put down what is not necessary for now to pay attention to what is really important now. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week filled with joy, and I will see you soon at our next weekly overview. In the meantime, a like or share would be great. Subscribe or follow if you are new to the channel or to the podcast, and have a wonderful week.